Okay, today we will discuss some basic signal. Today's topic is basic we will discuss some basic signals which is helpful throughout this signal system. Okay, we will discuss both basic signals used in the continuous time domain and discrete domain. First, let unit step signal. Okay, discuss unit step signal. Unit step signal, I will explain the unit step signal both in continuous time domain and discrete domain. Unit step signal is defined by u of t equals to 1 for t greater than 0, 0 for t less than 0, and it is not defined at t equals to 0. If you represent graphically, then this is the unit step signal. This is the unit step signal, and if you see this unit step signal, see when t greater than 0, then this is equals to 1, and when t less than 0, this is left hand side of 0, it is 0, and when t exactly equals to 0, means at point 0, means in this point, if you see when t equals to 0, the signal is varies in between 0 to 1. Okay, the signal is varies in between 0 to 1. So this is discontinuous at point 0. That's why it is not defined at t equals to 0. Clear? Or in some book it is also given the value is half. How it is given? Half means it is how is taken, because see u of t is not defined or discontinued at point t equals 0. So they are using this a formula like this, u of t at t equals to 0 equals to this t equals 0 is the discontinued point. Okay, or u of t is discontinued at point t equals to 0. So they are using this formula u of t for t equals to 0 plus u of t for t equals to 0 minus divided by 2. Now if you use this formula, then what you will get? U of t at t equals 0 plus means right hand side of 0, right hand side 0 is 1, plus u of t for t 0 minus is left hand side of 0, this left hand side 0 is 0 by 2, that is equals to 1 by 2, it is 1 by 2. Clear? Now this is a unit step signal. I think all people clear. Okay, this formula I given, this is useful to find the value of any signal at any discontinuity point. For example, if you take a signal let x of t and let x of t is discontinuous or not defined at t equals to t1, then how you can find x of t for t equals to t1 plus x of t for t equals to t1 minus divided by 2. Okay, this is in general formula how to find the value of any function, let x of t at a discontinuity point, let at t equals to t1 the function is discontinuous, then how to find means x of t at t equals to t1 is x of t at t equals to t1 plus just right hand side of that discontinuity point plus x of t equals to t1 minus left hand side of discontinuity point divided by 2. Okay, clear? Now this is the first basic signal, the unit step signal. I think all people clear. U of t is 1 for t greater than 0 and 0 for t less than 0 and not defined at t equals 0. This is the exact definition, and also we can approximately we can take this value also half when t equals to 0. When t equals 0, and how already given, this is how it is half. See, at point 0 it is discontinuous or not defined. So at t equals 0 is u of t t0 plus u of t t0 minus by 2. In this way you can find 1 plus 0 by 2, it is a half. Okay, this is a unit step signal in continuous time domain. Okay, first we will discuss all in continuous time domain, then we will go for discrete time domain. Clear? Now second is your unit ramp signal. Unit ramp signal. This unit ramp signal defined as r of t equals to t for t greater than equals 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, and if you represent it graphically, then it is very easy. Okay, this is r of t, this is t. Clear? Now third one is parabolic signal. Unit parabolic signal. These all signals are important. It is defined as p of t equals to t square by 2 for t greater than equals to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, so we can represent like this. This unit parabolic signal. Clear? Now one important signal we will discuss that is very important for signal system. That is your impulse signal. It's very important. Impulse signal. It's very important. Impulse signal. How can define a impulse signal? Okay, we can define like this. The impulse signal del of t equals to 0 for t not equals to 0 and area under impulse signal equals to 1. This is very, very important. Okay, this del of t equals 0 for t not equals to 0 and area under impulse signal equals to 1, and we can represent like this. This for continuous domain. Okay, okay, now here this represent area, not amplitude. This one represent area, not amplitude. So how we can define? We can say that the impulse signal has 0 amplitude everywhere except t equals to 0. The impulse signal has 0 amplitude everywhere except t equals to 0, and area under impulse signal is 1. Okay, this one again I am repeating, not amplitude, it is area. Then what is the amplitude of impulse signal at t equals to 0? The amplitude of impulse signal at t equals 0 is infinity. Okay, the amplitude of impulse signal, I'll write amplitude of impulse signal at t equals to 0 is infinity. Okay, this is very, very important. The amplitude of impulse signal at t equals to 0 is infinity. So how I can represent it? To understand, I can represent the impulse signal in a narrow rectangular form. Yes or not? How? See, I will show you here. We can represent like this. I will take a narrow rectangle. Okay, I can represent like this. This is your, let this amplitude 1 by del, and this is your delta. Now this is a narrow rectangular pulse. Now if you see here, what is the area of this pulse? If you want to find what is the area, area is 1 by delta multiply delta equals to 1. Okay, area is 1. Clear? So we can, this area under rectangular pulse equals to 1. Okay, now just I am taking, let this is your x of t. So this area under this signal, or area of signal x of t is 1. Okay, now what is the, this is 0. Now how I can represent this impulse signal using this rectangular pulse? That is very, very important. How can represent now? Clear? We can represent like this. First of all, I want to represent, now see here, if del is tends to 0, okay, here when del is tends to 0, when del tends to 0 means this del is coincide with this 0, yes or not? This del is coincide with 0 means tends to 0 means not exact 0, very close to 0. Now when del tends to 0, then 1 by delta tends to infinity. Yes or not? Means we can represent impulse signal like this. This del of t equals to limit delta tends to 0, simple x of t. Okay, now it is very clear, limit delta tends to 0. When delta tends to 0, this delta is very close to 0. Okay, when this delta is very close to 0, that is tends to 0, then this amplitude is 1 by delta. So 1 by delta means 1 by 0, 1 by 0 equals to infinity. That is the definition of our impulse signal. What is the definition? Definition is impulse signal del of t equals 0 for t not equals 0, and area under impulse signal is 1. Now if you see, area of the signal x of t is 1, and when del tends to 0 for this, okay, this is your t, when this delta, this is your delta, when this delta, okay, tends to 0, okay, tends to 0, it is amplitude is 1 by delta equals to infinity. Okay, now when clear, so we can represent the impulse signal like this, limit del tends to 0, x of t equals to your impulse signal. Okay, so this is the representative of impulse signal. Now a question may arise whether it is a practical signal or idealistic signal. The answer is very simple. It is defined that del of t equals 0 for t not equals 0 means, what is the meaning? Meaning is del of t, if you represent in different way, we can say del of t not equals to 0 when t equals to 0, or we can say that, yes or not? In this way we can represent del of t not equals to 0 for t equals 0 means, what is the meaning? Meaning is impulse signal is defined for t equals 0. T equals 0 means what? 0 time. Now we can say that impulse signal is exist for t equals 0. T equals 0 means 0 time, and you know that 0 time means no meaning, yes or not? 0 time means no meaning. When you say that I did this work in 0 time, or I will submit this assignment with 0 time, or I will take 0 time to complete this task, means no meaning. Whatever people are doing or we people are doing, it's required some time. 0 time means no meaning. But here impulse signal is defined for t equals 0. So from here only it is clear that it's not a practical signal. It's not a practical signal, or impulse signal practically not exist. This is very, very important. Okay, means we can write that impulse signal practically not exist. Okay, because this impulse signal is defined for t equals to 0. T equals 0 means no meaning. But this is very, very important. It's helpful for many mathematical analysis. Without impulse signal, we cannot analyze the signal system completely. This topic, so many mathematics, means almost all mathematics use this impulse signal for the simplification. That's why this impulse signal is very, very important. So this is the definition. Again, you have to remember, it's very easy. Impulse signal is 0 for t not equals 0, meaning is impulse signal defined for t equals 0, or the impulse signal exists at t equals to 0. And this is important, area under impulse signal is 1, and here this 1 represents area. Again, I want to remind you people, the amplitude of impulse signal at t equals 0 is not 1, this is infinity. This is infinity. Okay, in this way. That's why I taken that we can represent impulse signal in a narrow rectangular pulse. Let this amplitude is 1 by delta, and this width or length is delta. Clear? The area is 1 by delta, multiply delta equals to 1, and when delta tends to 0, it is 1 by delta is infinity. Okay, clear? Now this is your impulse signal. Now we can go for another function. Okay, signum function. Okay, this signum function t is defined as 1 for t greater than 0, minus 1 for t less than 0. Same thing, not defined at t equals to 0. At t equals to 0. Okay, not defined at t equals to 0. How you can represent? Same. This is 1 minus 1. Okay, this is your signum function of t, and this is a t. Clear? Now again same thing, 1 for t greater than 0 means right hand side, minus 1 for t less than 0, that is a left hand side. Okay, and not defined at t equals 0. If you see at t equals 0, it is varying in between minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, it's oscillating in between minus 1 to plus 1. That's why not defined at t equals 0, or you can say that it is this 0 is a discontinuity point. Then how you can find? In some book also it is given, it is 0 for t equals 0. Same process, yes or not? How you can find? Signum function t at t equals to 0 equals to same t 0 plus just, and signum function for t 0 minus divided by 2. Okay, that is equals to 0 plus means 1, 0 minus the value is minus 1 by 2 equals to 0. That's why we can define signum function like this: 1 for t greater than 0, minus 1 for t less than 0, and not defined for t equals to 0, or we can write approximately it is 0 for t equals to 0. Clear? Now we can go for another function, that is your sinc function. Sinc function. Sinc function t is defined as sin pi t, sin pi t divided by pi t. Okay, this is for sinc function. Sinc of t equals to sin pi t by pi t. Again, if you want to represent graphically, it's easy, yes or not? Okay, so what is this value? This is 1. Clear? Now this is the representation of a sinc function. Okay, this at t equals 0 it is 1. It's very clear because limit t tends to 0, sinc of t equals to limit t tends to 0 sin pi t by pi t equals to 1. So that's why at t equals 0 it is 1. Then what is this value? You all people know that sin is 0, you know, sin theta equals 0 and theta is n pi. Now we can write that sin pi t by pi t equals to 0 when pi t equals to plus or minus n pi, pi cancel, or t equals to plus or minus n. Okay, what is n? N means 0, 1, 2, like this. Okay, means what are these values now? Then it is clear. Now it is 1, okay, 2, then 3, it will go similarly -1, this value, -2, -3, like this. Okay, this is your sinc function. Clear? Now same way we can define sampling function. Sampling function okay, now how can define sampling function? Sampling function defined as S of t equals to sin t by t. Okay, sin t by t. Then how can, if you want to represent graphically, same way like sinc function, we can do same. Okay, at 0 it is 1. Now the analysis is same, because why it is 1 at t equals 0? Because limit t tends to 0, sin t by t equals to 1. And what is this value, sir? What is easy? Yes or not? These are 0 values now. This signal reaching at 0 axis. Now it is very clear. Sin t by t equals to 0 for t equals to plus or minus n pi. Okay. Now plus or minus n pi means we know that n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes or not? N equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Then what is this value? N equals to 1, pi, then 2 means 2 pi, 3 means 3 pi, then 4 pi, 5 pi, it will go up to infinity. And here it is minus 5, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, like this. Left hand side also it will go up to infinity. Yes or not? So this is your sampling function. Okay, these all are basic signals. Now we'll go for exponential signal. Exponential signal. These all are important. It is helpful in future. Okay, we will use time to time when it is required. Exponential signal. How you can define exponential signal? Exponential signal, let x, or we can write like this, exp. Exponential signal defined as it is a e to power minus alpha t. Okay, or you can take a e to power plus alpha t also, no problem. This is the exponential signal equals to a e to power alpha t. Now from here we can get 3 cases or number of cases. What is, let case 1, if alpha equals to 0, then what will happen? If alpha equals 0, then exp t equals a e to power 0, that is a. Now if you plot this, this is a okay, minus infinity to plus infinity. So what type of signal this is? We can say this is a DC signal. This is a DC signal. Now we can go for case 2. If alpha greater than 0, then exp t is a e to power alpha t. Now this alpha is greater than 0, yes or not? Now again, if alpha equals to 0, then what is the value? Exp t equals to a when alpha tends to infinity. When alpha tends to infinity, then exp t also equals to infinity, and when alpha tends to minus infinity, then exp t equals to it is a 0, yes or not? Yes or not? Because a multiply e to power minus infinity, how it is 0? A multiply e to power minus infinity, that is equals to a divided by e to power infinity, that is a by infinity equals to 0. Okay, then how can plot this? If you want to plot, it's very simple. The plot will come like this. Okay, this is a 0, this is infinity, this is a minus infinity, this is exp t. Now clear? Because see, at t equals to at t equals to 0, it is a okay. Now when t tends to infinity, it is also going to infinity, and when t tends to minus infinity, it is approaching 0. So what type of signal this is? This is your exponential increasing, yes or not? From 0, it's minus infinity 0, now see it's increasing, yes or not? So it is a exponential increasing signal. Exponential increasing signal. Okay, now what is the third case? So what you got? Two cases you got. When alpha equals 0, it is a DC signal, and when alpha greater than 0, you are getting it is a exponential increasing signal. Now we'll go for the third case. Case 3. Yes or not? What is the third case? If alpha is less than 0. So what will get? Now what is exp t? Exp t is a e to power minus alpha t, because alpha is less than 0. Now here when alpha equals to 0, sorry, here also exp t is a e to power minus alpha t. So what will get? When t equals to 0, then exp t is a e to power 0 equals to a. When t tends to plus infinity, then exp t is what? A e to power minus alpha multiply infinity. So what will get? That is a e to power minus infinity, that is a by e to power infinity equals to 0. And when t tends to minus infinity, then exp t is a e to power minus alpha multiply minus infinity, that is a e to power plus infinity equals to infinity. Okay, now if you plot this, what will get? See, it is very easy. Like this you will get now. See, same thing, when t equals to 0, when t equals 0, t tends to 0, it is a, when t tends to plus infinity, it is 0. See, when t tends to, it is plus infinity, it is approaching 0, and when t tends to minus infinity, it is plus infinity. When t tends to minus infinity, now see, this graph is going up to infinity, yes or not? So what I was seen, initially it is very high value, then slowly it is decreasing and approach to 0. So it is decreasing exponentially. So you can say it is exponential decreasing signal. Exponential decreasing signal. Like the before, see, I want to make small correction here. Here actually I given alpha. See, sorry, it is not alpha, it is t. When t equals 0, it is a e to power 0 is a e to power 0 is a. Here also not alpha, it is t. When t tends to infinity, it is a infinity, because e to power alpha multiplied infinity is infinity, and when t tends to minus infinity, it is e to power minus infinity equals to 0. Okay, small correction please. This is not alpha, because here already I taken alpha greater than 0. Okay, so not alpha, it is a t. Okay, now again I want to summarize. This is very important exponential signal. It is represented by expt equals to e to power alpha t. When alpha equals 0, we are getting simple a, that is a DC signal, and when alpha greater than 0, we are getting exponential increasing signal. Similarly, when alpha less than 0, okay, it's coming exponential decreasing signal, because it decreases exponentially. Okay, these all are basic continuous time signal. Okay, in the next lecture we will go for discrete, means basic signal. Okay, these all signals are very, very important. Clear? Some more signal also there, if you want to discuss, like sinusoidal signal also. Okay, this, I think this thing you know, not required to discuss more, like your sinusoidal signal. Okay, you people did already in mathematics, so it's how can represent sinusoidal signal? Simple, it is a sine of omega 0 t plus theta. A is amplitude, angular frequency, theta in radian per second, phase. Okay, or you can write like this also, a cos of omega 0 t plus theta. Okay, sinusoidal means it's not means sine, it may be sine or cosine. Okay, and if you want to represent graphically also, you can represent. Clear? The sinusoidal signal, the sine signal, especially here I am taking this phase theta equals to 0. This phase theta equals to, here I am taking simple, this is your simple a sine of omega 0 t. Okay, here it is a plus a, this is a minus a, and this for sine. Okay, and if you want represent the cosine signal, also same. how you can represent cosine signal? Like this, okay. This is a minus a. Here also I am taking theta equals to 0. If theta equals to not 0, then instead of starting from 0, here see it is starting from 0, you will get some phase shift, okay. Now here I am taking in both, here also this is your simple a cos of omega 0 t. Here I both cases I taken here theta equals to 0. If theta equals to not 0, we will get some shift, phase shift. Means if theta equals to not 0, then how will get, means you can represent like this, a sine of omega 0. This is your t plus theta by omega 0. Okay, means here theta by omega 0 some shift you will get. Similarly here also you will get a cos of omega 0 if you take this t plus theta by omega 0. Then what will happen? If you want to plot this, so instead of starting 0, it will it is plus na, plus means advance, it will start somewhere before, like this. Okay, because of theta by omega 0, instead of starting from 0, it will start this is the phase shift, okay, it will start somewhere before, okay. Clear? Similarly here also, when theta not equals 0, it starts somewhere little before, okay. This is not exactly at 0, it is not 0, okay. If you see this diagram having some mistake, I want to say, because when t equals to 0, it is a sin theta, okay. So it depends upon the value of theta. What is the value you are taking? It depends upon that value. That's why it is not exact. Here if you see this graph, it's showing it's 0, but actually it's not 0, okay. Or just approximate plot I am giving, because we are taking just theta, not some particular value, like this. See, okay, this is your a minus a, simple. This is your sine of omega 0 t. Now if you want to plot the sine of omega 0 t plus theta, okay. Now this depends upon the value of theta, but we will go little shift. This is approximate plot only I am giving, okay. Like this, okay. This is your a sine of omega 0 t plus theta. It will start little early, okay. And what is this values means? See, exactly I want to say, means at t equals 0, simple if you put t equals to 0, it is a sine of theta. So this value is a sine theta, not a, okay. Clear? That's why this graph is not exact. This is also approximate plot, because we don't know what is the value of theta. Different value of theta will get different type of plot. Same thing will get for cos also, okay. Here in case of cos also, when t equals to 0, what will get here? A cos of theta, okay. and if you want to plot also, you will get just I am giving some approximate plot, not exact. If you plot, then you get exact plot. See, A minus A. Okay, so this is your A cos of omega 0 t. Now if you plot exactly A cos omega 0 t plus if you want to plot A cos now if you want to plot A cos omega 0 t plus theta, then it will start little earlier. Okay, this is your A cos of omega 0 t plus theta. Here when t equals to 0, this value is what? A cos of theta. You can see this is not exact plot because you don't know the value of theta. Okay, so these are the some basic signals. Time to time when required we'll go for some more signals. These are simple basic signals, then we will combine the 2 signals or 3 signals like this and we can generate some more signal. But for today this is enough, okay, for this class. So this is some basic continuous time signal. In the next class or next video we will go for some discrete time signal. Okay, thank you so much.